Hello and welcome to the It's Your Effin' Journey podcast. My name is Melissa Hemming, and if a life coach and a therapist had a baby, you would get me. I am so excited to bring you the episode today. It is with my dear friend Leah, and you're going to hear all about our friendship. We met virtually in 2020 through Beachbody/Body and the coaching opportunity. And what I love most about my friendship with Leah is that we are so different. So different backgrounds, different beliefs, different views on the world, different religious upbringings and experiences. And but none of our differences have ever gotten in the way of our friendship. And I think that that's really unique because, especially in the climate of the world right now, it's like, oh, well, you think this, then we can't be friends. And it's never been like that with Leah. We have a love for enthusiasm and of caring for ourselves and caring for others. And that has been the driving force of our friendship. And we just have had, you'll hear us talk about all the places we've traveled together, like amazing places and amazing experiences. And we just have the best time together. So I'm excited for you to hear this episode. She is such an inspiration to me in terms of her sobriety. She's been sober for 7 months now, and I just can't wait. I'm not gonna spoil all this shit, guys. You have to listen to the episode. But I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And without further ado, what time is it? Podcast time. It's a celebration. What time is it? Podcast time. Let's go. Hello, Leah. Welcome to the It's Your Effin' Journey podcast. I'm so excited you're here.
Yay! I'm excited to be here, my friend. I love you.
Oh my God, I love you more. So, Leah and I met through our coaching journey with Body/Beachbody. What year did we meet? Was it 2020?
Yeah, I think it was December 2020 when I first joined as a partner. Yeah.
Okay. So 2020, Leah came on the scene. I'll never forget it because you came in like with so much enthusiasm, right? Like I love you so much because of the energy that you bring, but it never stops. Like it never has wavered. Like and we're going to get into all of this because this is one of my favorite things about you. But you came in and you had all the questions, you wanted all the information, you were ready to go, but from such a place of service, right? It was always about like, how can I help? How can I make the biggest impact? How can I reach these people? How can I just help people make changes in their life? And it was just like, it was so refreshing. I just remember being like, "Oh, Leah's got another question," and it got me excited again. It got me excited again for the business. Like I had been in it.
Questions again.
Leah, you always have so much enthusiasm. I guess that's like the one. I guess if I had to pick a word for Leah, it would be enthusiasm. Would you say that?
I agree with, and that's what I think about you too. I totally 100% think that of you too, which is why I'm so thankful we met because there's
Yeah,
only so many of us out there. I feel like
there
need
are.
each other.
Yes. So we were under, we were in the MLM. So we were sort of sister coaches. Like we had the same upline, Megan.
Yep.
And now so the first time I met you in person was Nashville.
Yeah, that was so good. I drove to Nashville to meet people I'd never only seen on Zoom, and I couldn't wait. I was super pumped to do all the things, and it was everything I'd hoped it would be.
Yeah, and that was our was that 20, that must have been 2021.
Yeah, it was the next, yeah, it was
Okay.
the summer.
So
Uh-huh.
we met virtually in 2020, and developed this relationship. You jumped into everything. And I mean, I guess I'll give a little bit about Beachbody if people aren't familiar, but we do at-home workouts, and we helped people join the workouts, join the nutrition programs, and also build an income for themselves. That's what we were doing.
Yeah. Right.
um and so we started that in 2020, and then in 2021 we didn't have our yearly conference, but we had a get together, sort of a team get together
It
in
was
Nashville.
virtual. It was a
Yeah.
virtual. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a virtual conference, so we had all the intentions of watching all of the conference, and really we just were on like the bar pedal car. Like,
We drank so much. I was like, I can't do it anymore. And Laura was like, she rented another truck. You have to rally. She spent all this money. And I'm like, I can't drink any more alcohol. But we did. But
we
we
did.
did. We got up. We did it again. Not
So,
quitters over here.
oh my God, that I was saying to Laura, I just saw Laura a couple weeks ago, and I was saying to her that was probably the most hungover I think I've ever been in my life. And it was when I really understood that the hair of the dog is a real thing, because I didn't know how I was going to get my body on that pedal car, and someone gave me a shot or champagne or something, and I did it. So, yeah,
Yeah,
that was crazy.
it was good. We had a good
So
time.
so we've traveled together to Nashville, to Destin, San
Oh, yeah.
Antonio,
Punta
uh
Cana,
Punta
Mexico.
Cana, Riviera Maya.
Mm,
I think that's it. I mean, that's a
yeah.
lot for
St.
for
Louis.
4
We did
years of
St. Louis.
friendship.
Yeah.
St. Louis too. Okay, so San Antonio, St. Louis, Punta Cana, Riviera Maya, Destin, and Nashville. That's like amazing. Like, ah, oh, you did it! Yay! Um,
It's
so
good.
yeah, and so I want to talk about this because so you have made a pivot in your business. So we all and more, a little bit more background to the Beachbody stuff, and I know that people who have listened know a little bit about this, but Leah has a very deep belief in religion, and have created a sort of like, well, tell us about what you've created, because Beachbody is no longer, so we don't have that avenue to grow anymore. But
Yeah.
what and before you jump in, I want to explain that the pivot, or not even the pivot, but the fall of Beachbody slash body was a really big hit for a lot of people, for a lot of us. Even for me, who had been pivoted months before, it still was a huge shock, a huge loss, if you will. But what was so amazing about watching you was you didn't miss a beat. I mean, I know you mourned. Obviously, we talked about, like, what a loss that was for all of us or whatever. But you never, I don't even think you took a day off. Like, did you even take like a day off? Like, you just were like, all right, what can I do now? How can I help now? Like, that was so amazing to watch, because I felt like I was stuck for a little while, even though I knew it was coming. So it was just weird, like, and amazing for to see. So I want to hear about what you're doing now, and the impact that you're making, and how you've, what business you're doing.
Yeah. So, I am a cradle Catholic, born and raised
What does
Catholic.
that
So,
mean? Cradle
cradle
Catholic.
Catholic,
Oh,
born and
okay.
raised, girl,
Like from the
from,
cradle.
from the cradle. She's been baptized and blessed, and
Me too,
so
then. I was
yeah.
baptized.
But, oh, yay! So, I think there was a time period of my life where I kind of came away from that, but it's always been part of my life. And so, um, especially when we became partners for Beachbody, like when I became a partner for Body, that one of the things that they recommended was personal development. And to me, I was like, well, prayer is that's prayer to me. Now I learned a lot about personal development in addition to prayer, and it's been an incredible journey. But I definitely got back to praying as well. And so as the writing was on the wall, my husband is like, what is wrong with you? It's going down. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm gonna keep it alive. Anyway, as it's happening,
If
I
anyone
had
could, it would be you.
as it's happening, I had already been it had already been pulling on my heart to, I don't know, just pivot a little bit, like, but I wasn't listening, right? I was like, no, this is the path. This is what's working. This is what's going to happen. And God eventually told a lot of people that you need to stop this path. And as painful as it must be, we are now seeing everyone is like, thank God he removed that to replace it with something else. And so for me, when it came time to make it a game time decision, I knew I didn't want to do another multi-level marketing company before the whole rank goal thing. It would overcome even my service over sales. There was
Yeah.
still that in the back of my head. And so this pivot to continue serving women, but not require the purchase of a Beachbody product, for example, but to continue serve was very strong. And I had enough women coming to me saying, your faith is inspiring. Your ability to share your faith and not be afraid of it is inspiring. And so I had to keep going in that direction. And I said I would never have a faith and fitness group because I wanted to do exactly the opposite of what we were told to do, right? I wanted to be available to the masses. And that's just not what it's all about. So that's what I do now. Straight up faith and fitness support. And we've got women quitting drinking. We have women making some severe life changes, and they're doing it with support, and they're doing it with a really strong faith that they're on the right path. And it is one of the most beautiful things to witness. And we're doing it with faith, and we're doing it with health. We're doing it with fitness, and we're doing it with health, right? So it's the same concept. It's just that missing link is, for a lot of people, is remembering that grounding of their faith and that they have
Yeah.
that support outside of this world. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. And I love that. I mean, it sounds like you gained the confidence to do this from the whole journey, from the MLM, from, gaining the
Yeah.
confidence to share openly about your beliefs and what that means to you. And now you've found your people based upon that, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, it wasn't always comfortable to talk about my faith, and it took the greater part of 3 years with Body to become more solid in that. And now you come to my account and you know exactly what you're getting. There's no lukewarmness, and um that's been very aligning and freeing. There's freedom. A
yeah,
lot of freedom in that. And I knew I wanted to always be that person. Like, I knew what we were supposed to do, and I knew that I needed to be authentic. And I genuinely was being authentic in the growth process. But now I feel like, okay, this is what he wanted me to do all along, which we feel the nudge all the time, the nudge to do something. And sometimes we wait. And then we finally say yes. And we're like, why did I wait so long? So.
always. I love that. And I mean, I've shared this with you too, like from someone who is not religious at all. I have so much respect for your faith and the way that you carry yourself and speak about it and speak to me. I never feel judged or and you always say you're praying for me, but it always feels like from such an authentic and loving place. I've had people that are religious say that to me, and I feel like I'm going to hell and they're trying to save me. It's just like love. It always just feels like love from you, which it should feel like, right? Like it is love. But like whenever someone else does that, I'm like, Leah, just be like Leah, like I just really appreciate how you show up and the way that you do.
Yeah, religion gets a bad rap. I mean, everyone's human, everyone makes mistakes. And to truth be told, I think people wanted rules to live by. They wanted to know how to do right by God. And when you do that, you get the rules, and then you get this enforcement, and sometimes there's this patriarchy that gets muddled. But at the end of the day, God is love. God is good. Like, that's what we're here for. And that's what I celebrate. And so, yeah, no, never judgment, but definitely I pray for everyone. And I pray that you pray for me. I'd
Yeah.
like, need it.
Yeah. I do in my own way, right? Like
Yes, you
love
do.
and light and, sending hearts. No, I'm just kidding. But I do really
Love, baby.
appreciate
That's
that.
it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Why overcomplicate it, right?
That's exactly right.
So
Oh,
What time is it? Ad time. Is it a celebration? I think so. I am so pumped. This is the first week. Well, you're in week 2 now, but when I'm recording this is our first week of my first group coaching program called It's Your Effing Breakthrough. I am floored at the amount of growth that is happening with the people in the program. It is a 3-week group coaching experience. It's comprised of 3 weeks, but it's 5 days of really intense, I would say, because I'm doing it myself. I'm having my own breakthroughs that I'm sharing within the group. But it's really like 5 days per week of really diving into what's holding you back. What are your self-limiting beliefs? What are you scared of? Why are you scared of these things? And like reading the feedback from the participants of what they are learning about themselves through this process has been my heart is filled, because this is exactly what I wanted this program to be. I wanted people to really get real with themselves, because whenever we have moments of becoming self-aware and having insight into our own life, we can really challenge ourselves to do something different moving forward. And that's how change is made. That's how change happens. So I know for myself, I have been journaling so much more than I normally have. I've uncovered a lot of shit that's going on in my own brain. And I'm so happy that the people that are part of the program, my little guinea pigs, are having this experience as well. We have this, well, when you hear this, we will have had our first group coaching call. We have 2 calls during the program on the weekend, so we can sort of unpack together what our reflections are, what our experience has been like, and people can pick my brain, ask questions, and really come together as a group to discover more about what we can do for our growth and for the insights and awareness that we are having. So I didn't know what the future of this program would be. I didn't know how it would feel. It feels fucking amazing. And if you are someone who's been sitting on the sidelines, maybe you wanted to join the first time, maybe you didn't know how this would fit into your life. What I've really said to the people that are in the program, if you give this 20 minutes a day, you're gonna have a breakthrough. And that's exactly what my experience has been and what the people in the program have experienced so far. So 20 minutes a day to really get clarity on what holds you back and to move yourself forward, that's a fucking no-brainer to me. I am going to have another round of this program starting. I didn't even pick the date yet. We're going to say April 21st. April 21st, we are going to start another 3-week program of It's Your Fucking Breakthrough. It's Your Effing Breakthrough. And crush even more goals. So if you're someone who's been watching and you want to jump in, if you're someone who's like, I don't know what I want, I don't know what I need, I don't know what's holding me back, this is for you. So I am going to put the link in the show notes. I want you to get in touch with me immediately so we can start your effing breakthrough. I want you to have so much awareness of yourself that you can crush whatever comes your way and whatever's holding you back currently. I love you guys. Show notes. Let's get back to the show.
Other amazing piece of Leah is and one that we've connected about is, and we had so many conversations on some of these trips about our relationship with alcohol and sort of the overarching way that, I think we always shared that we were always sober curious, right? Sober curious, and talked
From the
about like
beginning. From the
from the
beginning, we talked about this.
we did. Probably wasted, but we did talk about it, right?
We were drinking when we talked about it, for sure.
But and this is like our friendship. We always like talk about hard things, and it's funny because we'll go like a week without a voice memo, and then it's like something really intense, like about business building or sobriety or something like that. But you've been sober now. How long have you been sober?
I'm pretty sure today is 7 months. So,
Wow.
um, yeah, 7 months. And my husband, even he was like, it's been longer than 7 months. I'm like, I know it feels like that long, but it really hasn't.
Says the
Um,
Irishman.
yeah, is the Irishman. But it was a process, like we talked about it. First, we talked about it. I didn't take action. Same thing. Like it's that nudge, take this step, but I didn't. But everything takes time. So I think I started with a 3-day refresh. No alcohol for 3 days. um, and then I think I did a 7-day, and this was a group I did. I hosted a 7-day sugar-free group, and I literally thought I was going to poke my eyeballs out on the 5th day. I couldn't imagine not being able to not drink on a Friday. And I didn't. And I'm like, okay, I went 7 days, right? And it just progressed from there. And then I started sleeping really well. Like you start getting all of these positive feedback, these positive consequences, and it's fine. Like finally, you're like, why go back? And then you go back and you have one drink and you muff up a call. Like I miffed up a live call. It was a beautiful opportunity that I just didn't show up the way I wanted to. I don't think I messed it up, but
Yeah.
I wanted to show up better and I didn't. And I was like, you can't handle it. You can't handle one. You're not the person you say you want to be. And so it finally stuck. And I will say, by the grace of God, He set me free, because it's always that support. It's always that positivity coming from making changes like that. But His patience with me and everyone around me's patience with me, my husband's patience with me. It all started with him. He's Irish, but he doesn't drink like an Irishman, right? I don't think he drinks at all, like rarely. Um, and I mean, he dated me and I was drinking a lot in college. And he finally was like, if we're gonna keep dating, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to take a pulse check on that. And that was the start, it was a lot of years in between.
Wow.
He didn't want me to quit, but he was like, you just can't be holding your hair back all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this isn't normal. This isn't okay
Yeah.
to get too much, you get sick. Um, anyway, that's where it started. And here we are finally. We've been together now for, oh my gosh, 15 years in October. It'll be 15 years in October. So
So
I made it.
so he so proud of you?
I wish he said it more. It would feel better, but I
Yeah.
think he.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
I
not a
want
words of
like,
affirmation guy.
yeah, like I want him to be like, "You're incredible," It's
I'll
fine.
tell you because it's freaking incredible. It's really incredible.
I got you. I got you. That'll
So
do. That's
so what are the like what how do you feel like you've shifted since then? Like it's just you just feel better, you have better habits, you're showing up in the way that you feel
yeah.
called to show up.
Yeah, so I'm showing up as the person I said I wanted to be, whether it's a patient mom, a kind person, um, a good wife, a good friend, somebody who does what they say they're going to do. Um, I still work on scheduling. I have scheduling issues, but I think that's the biggest thing is saying who I want to be and being that person. Um, I feel great. I sleep great. That helps. My body's happier. I mean, I was in a constant state of inflammation,
Yeah.
and bloating. I had no idea. And it's because I was literally just drinking poison and a
Yeah.
lot of it also. Like I was drinking every day and too much every time. Um, and so, yeah, a lot of it is just intentionality, being able to, like I said, show up as the person I want to show up as and be intentional. Like when we go to dinner, I said this on my social. When I go to dinner, I'm not in a hurry to get to the bar and get a drink. Like I can sit down and I can care about the person sitting in front of me and ask how they are and ask how their family is. And like I always wanted to be that person. And and not everyone's like this. Like I understand that maybe that not everyone has a problem with alcohol like this, but every social event I went to, I wanted to get a drink first. It was my first thought. And I was like shifty until I got it. And that was like a really hard wake up call.
So now you're
So,
more present.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Has it changed relationships in your life?
Yeah. So a lot of my relationships are a lot better. The most important relationships are better. My relationship with God, my relationship with my husband and my kids,
Yeah.
my family, my parents, so much better. Um, because I was just so much more clear thinking. So like if there's a situation that's going down and my brain isn't muddled by a cloud fog of either a hangover or an alcoholic beverage, my response is totally different than what it would have been if I were drinking. I can step back and I can say, what's the most important thing here? You know, what am I holding on to right now? Am I holding on to being right? Am I holding on to something that I really don't need to hold on to? Um, but you said relationships. Yeah. So a lot of the most important relationships are all better. I did lose people. I lost my drinking buddies, you know, the people that we hung out together because we drank together. Um, but that happened sooner. That happened a little sooner too. As I started to become the person I am now, you know, sharing body and like sharing more of myself in general on social media made a lot of people really uncomfortable for reasons that I'll never fully understand, or maybe I will at some point. But yeah, so those people I don't hear from
Well,
anymore because I'm
I
not a good team to party with anymore.
yeah, and I think that when you do go sober, it really challenges people to think about their own relationship with alcohol, and a lot of times
I hope so.
they they just can't hang because they either feel like I can't relate to that or I can't go there or whatever. I mean, I saw that when, Tucker got sober. He lost a lot of people in his life. And it was crazy because a lot of the people that had criticisms about his drinking didn't support him being sober because he was no longer the person that fit into their socializing
Yeah,
world.
what they thought. It was uncomfortable for them because I'm not, you know, I one of the explanations that they didn't understand. They were like, "You are my tequila shotter," and I'm like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
that's it? I'm your tequila shotter? Like, what else?" You know, and like
Yeah.
I hope I am willing to sacrifice friendships if it at least plants a seed of discomfort and a question mark. Because while I don't believe that everyone has to quit drinking alcohol, I do believe that most people should. Um, it's just really bad for us and it really messes with relationships. It messes with intentionality and focus and drive and all the things. So,
Yeah.
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 Thank you for
No,
asking these questions. These are good.
I love, I mean, this is, I get, I mean, we talk often, but I also love to watch your journey, and it's really inspiring. So I'm feeling emotional right now, but I am very inspired by you. And I'm really grateful. I'm forever grateful for Body, no matter how it ended or how anything went down, because it brought you and so many amazing people into our lives. And I also love about us is that when it sort of went down, we were like, we're always still together. We still have our Zoom going strong with
Yeah.
our
We
Body
didn't miss it,
community.
right?
No, I mean, because accountability is what connected us all. And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter, if you do
What? Yeah.
whatever workout you do and I do whatever workout I do, we can still cheer each other on. It has nothing to do with, the ingredients in the energized drink, who gives a shit?
I love Energize still.
I do too. This is like my new Energize, and it is really delicious, but it just doesn't give you that like
Zing.
shake of lemon across your teeth. So I also want to hear tell. Okay, so Leah is in the horse community. She lives in Kentucky, and I have big dreams about Derby Day. Although you say Derby Day is not the be all end all, we could do horse stuff any day. But because you have horses on your property, and you ride all the time, and you sell racehorses, correct?
Yeah, so I live on a farm in Kentucky. We breed and sell thoroughbreds. And when they're done racing, often I'll get some of the geldings back, and I'll retrain them to be like a riding horse and to do different disciplines like dressage or jumping or eventing. Um, but yeah, like that's kind of what we do. I'm the weirdest mixed bag of a person, but
I love it.
I would have never pictured this as being my life. And even if a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have said we would, I don't know. I mean, I'm telling you, the only way this is a thing is God's divine intervention. And I don't know, we don't understand the rhyme or reason, but I love thoroughbreds. I love horses. They are majestic and beautiful animals, and we are blessed to be able to work with them.
And so,
What time is it? Ad time. It's a celebration. What time is it? Ad time. But this one's for my own shit. My own shit. I wanted to come on here and share really quick, just to remind you guys that I have subscription exclusive content available now on the It's Your Effin' Journey podcast. We always have the Monday episode that is free and for everyone. And on Thursdays, twice a month, I break down either specific things that I'm working with clients on in therapy in real time and or concepts from the episode on Monday where I do a deeper dive into the mental health piece or how I would work with someone who had those sort of issues, or just anything that I feel like I want to give you guys more meat on, right? Sometimes in the interviews, I love having the interviews so much, but there's certain concepts that I want to like hone in on and really give you guys like tactical ways to use that information in your own lives. And that's the way that I do that. So support the podcast. $10 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes. The subscription content comes out Thursdays, and as I said, it's 2 times a month, and I'm really excited to bring it to you and really do a deeper dive, sort of like I used to do back in the beginning of the podcast days, if you've been around a while. I appreciate you so much. I thank you for being here. Support the podcast, $10 a month. Mwah! Love you guys. Let's go back to the show.
now you have a podcast of your very
Yeah.
own. Tell us about this.
So there's a lot of, the thoroughbred industry it's kind of far away. Like a lot of people know what a horse is, right? It's one of your first words. A horse says neigh, and people love horses. They're beautiful, they're majestic. But after that, not a whole lot of people understand anything about a horse, much less the thoroughbred industry. And so there's a lot of misinformation as a result, especially when every headline loves a good negative headline to really pull drama, to pull readers. And so often there's a couple of big companies that like to pull the ugliest stuff and slap it up, and people start thinking that that's the norm. And so our goal with the podcast is to start sharing as much positive things that are happening, as much progress that is happening, just information about horses in general, how people can bridge a gap between,
I love that.
oh, that's a pretty horse, and I actually can learn a little bit about it. So the Paddock Pulse podcast was created to give people an inside view of the thoroughbred industry. Yeah, there's a lot happening. A lot of progress is being made. We actually have the safest sport that we've ever had. After last year's results came through, and it is truly remarkable and beautiful. And here's the thing, Melissa, there were enough injuries on the racetrack to make me question whether or not I wanted to be in this business altogether as well. Again, certain things happened with our business that were so incredible that there was no other option but to continue in the business. And now I'm seeing these record-breaking this record-breaking safety measures that are being put in, and I'm really, really thankful. And it's something that I'm so happy to shout about, So that's what the
Yeah.
pod.
I love that. So do you guys like collect stories, or are you using like your own sort of experiences? Who do you do it with?
So there's another farm that neighbors ours is another girl, kind of like me. We like to talk. She's positive, she's chirpy. So she's right next door. Anyway, so we do it together, and we only have two that we've recorded so far, but we interview people.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so the first one was interviewing about, oh my gosh, like my mind is already like, I don't even remember what we did.
Yeah.
But just interview
Well, we're
people
gonna
that are
check it
doing
out.
things. Yeah, we're interviewing people that are doing things in the business, like, that are out there, that are boots on the ground, so that we can basically just kind of be a sound box for some of the work that's happening. So that's probably helpful enough anyway, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense. And then, like,
Yeah.
I'm excited about the episode we're going to do leading up to the actual Derby day. It's going to be about getting in the game and like investing in the horse business, and how you can get in the game and reasons why you should get in the game. So I thought that would be really fun. But the episode before that is going to be all about how we take care of our thoroughbreds post race career, and the exciting things that are available to thoroughbreds when they're done racing, because they still have value. We don't throw them away. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And
Thanks.
and and this is like so and what I've loved about our friendship through the years is that, we can have these conversations of like me being this like, I've heard the horse stories, and I'm like, I always am looking out for the animals. So I can say to Leah, like, Leah, what's up with this? And she can give it to me as it is, and we can have these conversations that I think a lot of people don't have, or can't, or
Yes.
don't feel like they can have, about religion, about horse stuff, about whatever. And that's one of the things that I value so much. We're so different but so similar. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I really appreciate that about you, because oftentimes what happens, you think someone has a differing opinion than you, and it's just shut down, right? Like, or you
Right.
just you take a step back, or you just, that's not your person or whatever. But we are for each other and do have such differing things. Not that the horse stuff, you know what I mean, but we've
Yeah.
worked through that. But I just love that so much.
Absolutely. I think we both have similar gifts of gab, obviously, but people, like, we both really like people, like
Yeah.
all kinds of people. And, not everybody has that gift. That's okay.
Yeah.
Um, but we do. And when you find someone that is as like chirpy as we are, you gotta stick together. I said that
Yeah.
earlier. Say it again. So I know that we were meant to meet, my friend.
I know,
So thank
I know. Oh, I love it so much. So I'm going to
you.
see you in July. I'm so
I
excited.
can't wait.
Oh, one of the things that's the saddest part of Body is the
The
event
trips.
stopping. Yeah, we used to take. I mean, just rattling off what 6 places that we've visited together that we would not have gone to if we didn't have that opportunity. It's really a tragic thing for us. So we're planning our own virtual summit, because we would have seen each other.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, not virtual, in person. Sorry.
And we're
Faux,
gonna do
faux summit, faux summit.
post
That's
summit.
right.
Post summit is what I'm calling it.
Yes.
I'm
Um,
gonna be your super trainer.
yes, and you're gonna run a half marathon.
I know. I'm training for a half marathon, Melissa McQueenie. Can you believe it? So I started training for my first half marathon when I got pregnant for my first kid. Didn't do it. I started trying again after that kid. Didn't do it. And so now at 40 years old, I'm going to run my first half marathon, and I am super
Yay!
pumped.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is so exciting. So we planned this like random trip in the middle of nowhere, really, but some of us are doing a race, some of us are not, but we're all going to get together, whoever wants to sort of be a part of it and support each other, and continue that tradition of getting together, because that was the one thing that really solidified all of our friendships is the time that you spend together. Have you read The Let Them Theory yet by Mel Robbins?
I know it. I know that I haven't read her book, but I've listened to her talk about it a ton. It's changed that she dropped that and I went to Thanksgiving with my family and I was like, oh, whole new world. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mel.
Well, you have to read it because she has a chapter on adult friendships that I think is
Aw.
people are missing it. Because there's so much about, first of all, and you understand all these concepts of like, you know, friendships are not necessarily meant to last for forever. They're meant to last for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But one of the things that she talks about in the chapter is how much time you have to spend with someone to actually like cultivate a friendship. And it makes so much sense as to why all of us became so close and continue to be close. And even like in running friendships, because like you get together and you run with someone for an hour, that's an hour that maybe you see your girlfriend for an hour for lunch every 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not very often. And I think you'll really like it because it's just it's such good information that people need, but it is about that time spent. And I think if more people did trips like that, or did not conferences, what's like the word, retreats.
Yeah,
That's where you really like can get to know people by spending time with them.
absolutely. And we knew that we all had a lot in common, right? We all wanted to be healthier and have fun, and we were willing to we bought into that,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want I love that you brought that up because it's almost like, well, we can't stop doing that, right? Like
No.
we will still get together. That's not going to end.
No.
But what about all the new people? Because I've been thinking about this, and tell me if you thought about this. And I don't know how long you want this to be, and you can always end it whenever you want it. But tell me if you've thought about this. Like there's in the midst of multi-level marketing, in the midst of network marketing, we would message people, check in on them, see if they were ready to start their journey. And often enough, somebody was like, yes, thank you for not giving up
Giving
on
up.
me. And I think about those people now, and I'm like, it hurts my heart because I'm like, it was enough. It wasn't all the time, but it was enough that it kept me doing it. And I definitely got to a place where I didn't want to do it anymore, but I still think about those people. And so anyway, there's just like the concept of that's why I still do, this steadfast and strong collective. Like I can't just stop showing up for people. And we need to come up with a way to continue to include people um, and yeah, these trips, like I think we need to plan. I sent it to you. I think we need to plan at one of these resorts in Mexico.
Yeah.
People just have to pay for it. But half the people were paying for their trip to the Body Success Club too,
I
anyway. So
know. I know. So let me ask you this. How has the structure of your business changed since MLM, since Body stopped? Do you still message people to invite them to Steadfast and Strong?
Um, so I send emails, like marketing emails, and I definitely check in with past customers that were consistent or like semi-consistent. And I kind of wish I would take the time to truly go through and check in with every old customer. Because
Yeah.
at one point they were in and they needed this, and that need never really goes away. Like we know that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like I really do want to make the time to check in on people because that was the meat of it. You
I
know what I
know.
mean?
It's so
Was
hard.
serving other women.
I know. There was such like a yucky component to it, right? Like,
Only because there was a rank attached
yes.
or like an
Yes.
income. But I mean, I charge for my
But it comes
community.
from a human place of caring, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Although some could be defined as yucky, yes, it does come from a check-in place. And I know for me, like you even just saying that, like I have sort of, I don't want to do it anymore either, but it's sort of like a switch, and I make the people be the adult now, and I'm out here. I have content out here. Like I'm
Yeah.
still doing my thing, and if you want help from me, then you must click the link or you must send me a DM, because there is an element of it that feels, because I'm launching this program right now, and I was sending a couple messages, and it's not
It
it.
doesn't feel great. Yeah.
It doesn't feel great.
Unless I am truly like checking in, like, oh my gosh, it's been 6 months, my entire
Yeah.
business. How are you? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I honestly do want to do that. I just making the time to like message all the people.
Yeah.
I do emails. I feel like emails,
Yeah, I do emails too.
month I'll send a handful of emails.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good though.
Yeah,
I like it.
it is. And another cool thing that we did was the also the weekly accountability meetings, which we
Yeah,
haven't done in a while.
that was really, really good for me.
It was so good for me.
It-
We just have to find a time that we can do it. But
yeah.
we would meet. It was never more than what, like 5 of us at one time,
Uh-huh.
and we would meet on a Zoom, and it was supposed to be very fast. We would end up chatting a lot, but we would go over what we wanted our weekly goals to be. And recently it's just all in our individual whatever we're doing. It could be,
Yeah.
Raina was doing her sparkle business. Brooke's still doing Beachbody. I'm doing my stuff. You're doing your stuff. But we would
Yeah.
set our weekly goals, and then the next week come back and say, this is what I did. This is what I didn't do. This is what my goals are for next week. And it really helps.
Yeah. The accountability was really good. I
We
agree.
obviously love accountability, like the most.
It works, people.
It
And it
does.
works in everything. Like I currently need accountability in writing. And I messaged my trainer who's going to take this horse whenever she can, and she's going to take him to the next level. But I can't, you can't just tell me to get saddle time in. I need a program. I need to know what I'm going to be doing when I'm in the saddle, which is so
Yeah.
funny. But at least I know that, and
Yeah.
I can create my own plan. I am an adult, so I will. But accountability is everything.
It
It
really
is.
is. And I say that in therapy all the time. Like I was meeting with a couple last week, and I'm like, do you want to schedule a session for next week? And they were like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, well, just so you know, it does help to have the appointment scheduled, because you don't want to, and it has nothing to do with me, of course, right? But you
Right.
don't want to let your therapist down, right? Like you want to do what you said you were going to do, because that person's going to ask you, how is it going?
Right.
It does. Accountability gets the job done. And
They
that's
schedule you.
why social media works for us too.
Yeah.
Why do I still show up with my workout when I'm not selling body? Like, because it helps me, you know?
Love it so much. I'm obsessed with our virtual gym. Are you kidding me?
It's the
Like
best.
obsessed with these people.
It literally is the best. It's like there's friends all over, you know? They're really all over. And we can just give you little snaps and hearts and make our day. I love
See if
you.
I can.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your time. I want you to get me all of the links. So your link to your podcast, your link to join you at Steadfast and Strong. I'm sure that I don't know if I have any religious listeners, but there must be somebody. There must be.
Come on.
Come on. Come join Leah's Changing the World. And come to our post summit, right? The more the merrier.
Yes,
We gotta do the Airbnb, but we're gonna get there.
we're gonna get it.
Well, I'm so proud of you. I love you, and thank you for coming on the pod.
Thank you. Love you too.
Ah.
I hope you love that podcast. If you were touched, inspired, you liked it, take a screenshot, tag me in your stories. I would appreciate it so much. Send it to a friend. And I also looked at my calendar, and there's no effing way that we're doing It's Your Effing Breakthrough while I'm in London. So we are going to do It's Your Effing Breakthrough round 2. We are going to start May 5th. But I am going to open enrollment in the middle of April, maybe even sooner, with an early bird special, just like I did this last time. So early bird special will be $250 for the 3 weeks, and at a certain date that I will let you know a little bit later, that will close and it will go up to $350. So secure your spot with the early bird. And I cannot wait to see you in there because I love the breakthroughs that are coming. So thank you so much for listening. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.